We go out to Logan High School with the Cadets taking on the top-seeded Bobcats. Henry Ollinger gets the scoring started with an 80-yard run to the house, untouched for 6. That was one of a bunch of big carries for Ollinger on the day as he shredded the Cadets' defense. Grandview grabs the early lead. Before Frye would fire back, though, as Grady Hessen hits Maddox Huck up the seam for a first down off of play action, and Huck lets the crowd know about it. On to the second quarter where Jack Clifford, he's going to connect with Duncan Peters on a beautiful deep ball for a touchdown to put the Bobcats up 13-0. And it's all Grandview now as Ollinger, he's going to get free once again and scamper into the end zone with no resistance, putting the Bobcats up 20-0 and looking to put the final nail in the coffin. And Fort Frye didn't go down, though, without a fight. Freshman Luke Phillips will take the ensuing kickoff and get a nice return by making a few guys miss, but it would not be enough as Fort Frye falls to Grandview Heights 27-0. Cadets end their season with a record of 9-4.